It's 10 o'clock Mountain Time. Time for Tom and Shane, business and politics. Our topic today: how dangerous is artificial intelligence? How dangerous is artificial intelligence? And hey, I want to remind you that one of the things we're going to do is we're going to change our time. We're going to move to 5 p.m. Mountain Time next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 4 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Central, and 7 p.m. in whatever the East Coast is. Who cares? No one from the East Coast watches us anyway, so doesn't really matter. So there we are. So hey, don't forget to subscribe, ring the notification bell. Doesn't matter what times your zone is in, you'll always get us, and like us and leave a comment. So. All right, Shane, what is artificial intelligence? What is it anyway? Who knows?
Uh,
Why do I
I
care?
well, I think it's probably the most intellectual development of the 21st century when it comes to computers, and basically it's IA's ability to think on its own, or for them to have written an algorithm or language that allows a computer to learn enough to become what they would determine as being intelligent. So, perceiving, synthesizing, and inferring information that they've received. The danger of it, of course, is how much involved is the Google algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
The Google algorithm changed the internet forever because it would go out throughout the uh, net every day, and every new website that had been listed, it would grab and bring back to Google. Up
Mm-hmm.
until that point, every new uh, listing or every new website, like Yahoo did, they had to have a person individually enter it, and that's why all the other uh, basic operators offering access to the internet collapsed was because Google had immediate call on in all websites on a daily basis. So if these artificial intelligence programs that they've developed, algorithms, include something of uh, Google's algorithm, then it's unlimited the knowledge that they
Mm-hmm.
could gather, and that creates the opportunity to create individual programs or applications like the one
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft's talking about that tells you that it
Mm-hmm.
can go out and find any topic and provide you. You and I used to have them back in the day called a synopsis, right? We were given a book in
Mm-hmm.
college or high school. Read this book, and you go to the bookstore and you buy a synopsis of the book, and in 20 pages, it would tell you what the story in the book was about, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of reading the book. But today, it's now a computer, and it basically will give everyone will access the world.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Using uh, I use artificial intelligence sometime on some of my writing. There's a program called what's it called? Chat GPT. Chat GPT,
Mhm.
and you can put in a series of bullet points, and it'll write a story for you. An article,
Sure, it will. Yeah.
and it just pulls the information. It goes out and pulls the information, exactly what you're talking about with Google. Well, the thing people are worried about, Shane, will robots replace people in the workforce? Uh,
Uh, well, it won't be robots, but certainly computers. We saw this 15 years ago when the legal industry in the United States
Mhm.
discovered that they could scan. They created a machine that would allow a computer to scan a book. Um, they cut their costs by 70% in
Mhm.
hiring lawyers out of law school because
Mhm.
articling lawyers, 2 years in a law firm, they did that intentionally because all they did was research. They would go out and look for precedences for a
Mhm.
case for, you know, partners of the law firm, and some law firms would have 10, 20 floors in a building, 30 floors. Now they have less than 5. And then with that and COVID, shutting it down, I mean, it's shrinking all the time. Point is that as a reference to any type of intellectual uh, uh, business or job that people have, this is going to reduce the need of the support staff to allow the person, whether it be accounting or law, legal or medical, on the administrative side, to be reduced. Of course, it won't happen with education because they'll never reduce the administrative side of education.
Well, maybe not. There's too much money involved in that, so they're
That's
not
right.
going to change anything there. So, well, Google has an autonomous robot. They've
That's
developed
right.
one, and pretty cool. They're using it in a kitchen of all places, Shane. That they teach it task, and it actually improves the task. It does it faster. It learns to do it faster. And in fact, in some cases, it will learn to do it a different way. Not that it's easier for a human, but it's easier for a robot to do it in that way.
That's
And
right.
that's
And that's why this is so important, because in the first world, business will always look at on a personal basis or social or um, your job. What you do the most in those 3 areas. Now, social, they can't really do anything about it as far as artificial intelligence, because it's in involvement of people together. But on a personal basis, the kitchen is probably the most complicated and necessary and difficult thing that humans do, or excuse me, use every day. So if you can provide an algorithm to application to a robot to do something for a human, boy, care is going to be huge. It is now, we know, with medical. Then cooking is ideal.
Yeah.
If you can, provide something that will cook for people, particularly retired people or older people, it becomes a very important tool that'll be easy to sell. It won't cost a lot because you'll sell. It's like pills, right?
Right.
It's a number game. Will you sell hundreds of millions or tens of millions? I mean, and in this case, it'll be tens of millions. So, they sell billions of pills, but it's something to compare.
True. Yeah. Well, what happens when these robots become self-aware, Shane?
Well, that becomes a whole defining moment between 2 words that are important and should be shared and talked about, have a conversation about, of course, every day. Malevolent and benevolent. Malevolent is having or showing
Compassion
to do evil to others, and benevolence is well-meaning and kindly. Most people grow up with the great example of King David, Solomon, and 2 women come before him and claim a baby's theirs, and neither will admit that whose baby it is. And he grabs his sword and he says, "Fine, we'll cut the baby in half, and you can each have half." And as he's lifting the sword, a mother steps forward and says, "No, no, no, no! I would rather you give her the baby than cut it in half." He says, "Please take your child." Yeah. Clearly, whoever was the real mother wouldn't want her baby cut in half. Right. So that's being benevolent. Benevolent is aliens. Everyone wonders about aliens, and when they come, will they be kind? Will they be evil? Will they have?
They'll be evil. They'll be evil.
But
they'll be evil. I mean,
if they're any shade of us, they'll be malevolent. And but we would like to think they'll be benevolent, but we'll wait and see, because they will come one day if they've not already been here.
Well, I seriously doubt that, and I've made the case for that many times.
I know you have.
Yeah, there's no way.
I said may. I didn't say I said may.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I understand that, and I know there are things in the sky, but they're not aliens.
Well, we know after what's happened the last 3 weeks, the last
Yeah.
60 years since the
Yeah.
40s. It's all been weather balloons. So yeah.
Yeah. There you are. So,
Now,
all
the other
right.
thing we have to look at this is the ethics of artificial intelligence. It's interesting because in all the major practices of education that are applicable to work, law, medical, as I said, accounting, and you go down the list, you always take an ethics course in each of those fields of learning,
Mhm.
And so the ethics of technology, specific to artificial intelligence, is going to be difficult because you're going to have to break this down, like robotic ethics, machine ethics.
Mhm.
Here ethics and principles of artificial intelligence as it is. Transparency and accountability is going to be great because you don't want them lying.
Yeah. Why
you
not?
know, but biases in artificial intelligence systems, because they're going to understand that humans are bigots and
Yeah.
have a racial bent to them. So ethics is going to be a big problem for this, because how do you turn
Yeah.
something off simply, and particularly a word command? Because if it's a word command, it may not want to turn itself off, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, you easily to say go to sleep, and it sort of goes to sleep, but it
Yeah.
doesn't. It's still watching you, right?
Mhm.
Of
Yeah.
course, it would be.
So there's no chance of a politician being robotic. No ethics there. So
That's right. That would confuse artificial intelligence.
I was going to say
Yeah,
that would,
yeah,
yeah, that would be.
they would look at this and go,
Yeah.
is this a different race of benevolent people? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Well, I wonder if AI will lead to an extinction level event. Robots would be bigger than us, stronger than us, and if they become self aware and take over, then we would probably be doomed, I would think. And they can build themselves, repair themselves, and things will be bad.
Well, this is where it becomes important, and
Mhm.
the aspect so relevant for wounded veterans and everything. They're doing what they can to create,
Mhm.
appendages that they've lost, whether it be a finger, a hand, or legs and arms. Once the hand is developed, particularly for a robot with the old thumb, as we have been told, which makes us different than other mammals. They too, as you say, can build themselves, and we've already seen this, like in the automobile industry. It's Tesla's ahead of everyone because it's all robotic. I mean, he's built 5 plants and expanded the craft of robotics to include artificial intelligence. So he keeps reducing the labor needs. And so if you take labor out of construction of any kind,
Mhm.
that's 40 to 60% of the cost. The other thing that you have with artificial intelligence is completely replacing people in major fields. Now I know you laugh at me, but the electric flying vehicle,
Mhm.
once artificial intelligence is regulated and adopted,
Mhm.
this $1.5 trillion industry between now and 2150 will change the world and replace
Mhm.
everyone in the air flying or caring for people, you know, for air travel and or on their own.
Mhm.
And as I told you this last Saturday, there now is an amazing American company that I think is pretty impressive. It's called Blade, and right now it's trading at $4.64.
Oh, your sound just went out.
My sound just went out.
Your sound went out. You're not. I don't hear you anymore.
You can't
So,
hear me,
all right.
really.
Well, the other question I wanted to ask, will there be artificial wars? Right now, we're seeing artificial drones and everything bombing Ukraine and everywhere else in the world. So I think eventually we're going to have something like that going on. So yeah, don't know. So yeah, Shane's having a sound issue, I guess. So because can't hear him. So
Wow.
don't don't know what's going on. So. Well, we'll finish up some final thoughts. Yeah, these things are going to come whether we want them to or not. So it's obvious that we'll, uh, robotics, whether it's robots running around and taking care of our kids eventually and walking the dog, or building cars or building airplanes or flying vehicles or whatever. That's going to happen. So that's where we'll find ourselves. Hey, don't forget the award-winning Tom and Shane. We're on the radio live every Saturday. We're on from 8 to 11 Mountain Time. You can hear us anywhere in the world. All you got to do is listen live at kmmsam.com. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to join anything. There's no membership. There's no cost. There's no nothing. You just go over there and check us out. And if you missed any of our past shows, they're all on Tom and Shane's past shows at kmmsam.com. Just click on Tom and Shane's podcast, and you'll be taken right over there. So that will be fun. So Shane's back. I don't know if we can hear him or not.
Can you hear me now?
Nope, can't hear you. Sorry.
Can't hear me.
Nope, you're not there. So. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. Hey, don't forget, we're going to change our time. Next Tuesday, we're going to start at 5 p.m. We're going to a little later in the day. And so 5 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday. That's next Tuesday. This Thursday, we'll still be on at 10 a.m. And don't forget to subscribe, ring the notification bell, like us, and leave a comment. So that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks so much for watching and your comments, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye for now.